Hi, everyone. Great to be here today. My name is Sanka, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Alta. We are a no-code tool to build mobile apps. And today I want to share some slides with you on how to start a company using no-code tools. To start with, I want to talk a little bit about my story and how I became an entrepreneur. I was born in Vietnam and came to the US when I was 5 years old. I was lucky enough to study management science and engineering at Stanford, where I really initially caught the entrepreneurship bug. As a sophomore, I decided I wanted to make some extra spending money and posted an ad on Craigslist, an online job posting forum, in order to sell my tutoring services. I thought that I could tutor middle and high school students in order to make some extra money. After I posted my ad, I was inundated with so many parents emailing me, asking me to set up time to tutor their kids that I had to recruit my friends in order to really be able to service all of the parents that were interested in working with us. I built a really simple website on Wix. I put up a Gmail account where I would professionally email parents back and forth to try to schedule time with either myself or some of the other tutors. What I realized that today, it was a lot easier to put together a bunch of no-code tools to make that particular business even more professional and successful. After I graduated from Stanford, I worked in consulting and also in product management for a few tech companies, including Zillow, Amazon, Houzz, and Capital One. Although I loved building products, I quickly realized that I wanted to start my own business. And so last year, I quit my job and then started working full time on Alta. I'm very passionate about helping anybody build an application without code. And after having worked with so many businesses and founders, I believe that anyone who can, build a PowerPoint presentation or use Excel has the capability to build their own business using no-code tools. To start with, I want to talk a little bit about the no-code landscape and what is no-code. Today, less than 0.3% of the world knows how to code. However, there are over 4 billion people accessing the internet via mobile devices, of which over 90% of users are using Android and iPhones in order to find content and information online. There are so many digital businesses that are ready to be founded. However, there are only 24.5 million software engineers in the US. This can't be sustainable, and I believe very strongly that in the next 5 to 10 years, there'll be a rise of no-code tools that will enable anybody to start an online business and make revenue immediately. One of my favorite quotes is from the former CEO at GitHub, which is an online coding repository. Chris states that the future of code is no code at all. While many of you might have been told that you need to study computer science and software engineering in order to build a company, I strongly believe that there are so many tools today that you can really start to build businesses and generate revenue without necessarily knowing how to code. To understand what is no code, the dictionary definition is an approach to software development built on visual programming to make applications without code. However, in layman's terms, a lot of no-code tools are simple drag and drop interface builders, very similar to PowerPoint presentations, powered by a spreadsheet or a database, such as Google Sheets, Airtable, or something more complicated like MySQL. There's been a huge rise of no-code tools in the past few years, and you may have heard of a few of these companies, including Airtable or Bubble or Webflow. And my company, Alta, is really looking to also help business users be able to build mobile applications using drag and drop interfaces as well. Some of the top no-code use cases, according to Gartner, include form or data collection, automating business processes and workflows, replacing paper, email, spreadsheets, and also customizing new app interfaces. As you're thinking about the businesses that you want to start, you can use no-code tools to address most of these use cases, at least as a starting point. And you may find that even as your business grows and scales, you may want to continue relying on these because they give you a sense of confidence and control in order to really grow your business without necessarily having to rely on a technical co-founder. To start with, I want to cover some of my favorite tools for you to run your business using no-code tools. Many companies will start with trying to understand their users before they launch their business. In order to do that, you may want to collect data or do surveys about your customers to understand their demographics and their needs. Some of my favorite tools to do this include Tally, Typeform, and Jotform. Tally is the most affordable option, and it's also the simplest way to create forms, so I would highly recommend trying it out. Many of you may have heard of Typeform, and they've become much more popular at larger companies. Typeform lets you really brand your website and surveys, and they also integrate with other no-code tools like Zapier in order to really send the data to other places to run your business. Finally, a more complicated form builder is Jotform, which is very powerful. Companies like Uber have used Jotform in order to do driver onboarding, and you can also utilize Jotform in order to really grow and scale your business. A few other internal no-code tools that I really enjoy using are Airtable. While many of you have probably used Google Spreadsheets or Excel, Airtable is a very similar interface. However, it also creates a database for you. You can connect Airtable to other no-code tools such as Webflow or Alta, and then really power your business using spreadsheets, which is something that a lot of folks are comfortable with. If you're looking to do better team collaboration and sharing of documents, presentations, and spreadsheets, Coda is a really great option in order to get everyone on your team on the same page. And then finally, for those that are a little bit more technically inclined, Retool is a very powerful internal no-code tool or low-code tool that can really help your business grow and scale. Instead of having to have engineers build out a lot of these internal tools, if you know some SQL, Retool can actually help you connect to a Postgres database or a more complex database in order to really pull data and automate a lot of your tech stack. Finally, some of my favorite no-code integration tools make it even easier to run your business because they automate a lot of the things that you're doing manually today. One of my favorite tools is called Calendly, something I wish I had when I was running my tutoring business. Calendly lets you schedule meetings and presentations with other folks using just a simple link. You can send that link and actually schedule with a number of people and be able to very quickly send a Zoom invite or a phone call invite, and also follow up with reminders and emails after the meeting. Zapier and Make are also very similar tools, and one of the things that they really help you do is connect different applications and automate your workflow. So for example, let's say you build an online website to sell shoes. With Zapier, what you can do is as soon as someone places an order, you can automate an email confirming their order. You can automate sending a Slack channel message so that everyone on your team knows that this order has been fulfilled, and then also send it to your drop shipper in order to ship out the shoes as quickly as possible. Make is very similar. It's a little bit more complicated to learn, but it's also much more affordable. So if you're willing to put in the time, Make is a really great option to do a similar if this then that automation. Now to talk about some of my favorite apps to actually launch your business and create user-facing websites and mobile applications. Many people will start when they're thinking about launching a business by building a landing page. While in the past you had to code a lot of these and make it responsive so that it works on both desktop web and mobile web, now there are so many options in order to create landing pages very quickly and also test them. If you're going to be doing Facebook ads or Google ads, there's going to be a lot of options in order to be able to test these different landing pages. I highly recommend for most entrepreneurs starting out to use Card. It's a very simple one-page landing page no-code tool. And there's a free version, and then there's also a version that's only $9 a year. As you get more into building landing pages and A/B testing them, Unbounce and Instapages are more helpful in boosting your marketing results. However, they're a bit more expensive, and they're really built for companies that have millions of folks kind of landing on the pages so that you can really optimize your landing pages. Once you've built your landing page, tested your value prop, the next thing you want to do is create your web app. There are a few different options. So for example, if you want to start with something very simple, I built our tutoring website on Wix as a starting point. However, if you have more of a design bent, I highly recommend using Webflow. It is very powerful, and you can create really beautiful, responsive, modern web designs. You can also buy a lot of templates that can help you get started, and then there's a lot of Webflow experts that can help you really make beautiful web apps. For those of you that have very complicated applications that you're looking to build but don't necessarily know how to code, Bubble has become a very popular no-code tool. There is a steep learning curve, so you have to be willing to put the time into learning Bubble. However, you can build very complicated applications such as an Instagram, an Uber app on Bubble without knowing how to code. Finally, if you're looking to build a mobile app, there's a few different options that you can explore today. If you have a Google spreadsheet that you want to turn into an app, I would highly recommend trying out Glide. Glide only lets you build a mobile web app and has very tight guardrails, but you can basically spin up a very simple web app that you can share with friends and family very quickly. If you're a little bit more technologically inclined, I would highly recommend Flutterflow. Flutter is a new language that came out from Google, but it allows you to build really beautiful iOS and Android apps using Flutter. And Flutterflow makes it a lot faster in order to do this. I would say that it's a little bit more complicated, and it's better for folks that have done a little bit of introductory programming in order to use Flutterflow. And then if you're looking for a simple platform that really helps you build beautiful mobile apps without code, I would highly recommend you try Alta. We have a smart AI that really helps you go through the process of setting up your mobile app. And then we can also help you generate a mobile web MVP as well as launch an iOS and Android app when you're ready. To recap, today I talked a little bit about the no code landscape as a whole and gave a lot of recommendations about really great tools that you can try to run your business or launch your app today with no code tools. If you're interested in learning more, please feel free to reach out to me. And if you're ready to build a no code mobile app today, feel free to sign up for our beta at alta.so. Thank you.